Howdy folks, it's rjhelms here with episode 3 of Let's Play Factorio. In the last episode, just to recap, we got our, go to the mini-map, our iron smelting started. Just a small smelting column. In this episode, what I want to do is do the same for the copper, because this is looking pretty sorry, and then we can actually think about getting a real factory going. Before I start with that, one thing I want to do is move my production line here, just this one for transport belts down, because I'm going to need a lot of them, and now that I've got iron being smelted, I can just feed off the iron line rather than having to feed it iron plates manually. So this will be, the first kind of step of automation. This is still just going to be temporary, but a little bit better. So let's pull this out a while, and I'll need 1 and 2. Your gear wheels, and you are transport belts. Oh, wrong button. There we go. And just duplicate the same setup. I'm not going to put a limit on the number of belts that I produce for now. Because I kind of want as many as I can get. And this will just keep going. It's kind of bottlenecked by the production of belts, but that's fine. So I want some mining drills. I'm going to build 6. I'll put 2 more down on the iron area, and then put the rest down for copper. What a nice pile of science there. Let's just work on running this over while we wait for the miners to finish. So yeah, like I said, 2 more here. I'll put the remaining 4 here. Pull the power down, and they should be in business. So just work on pulling this down the rest of the way. It's going to fall... Oh, not quite. It's going to follow perfectly in parallel with this belt. For all its little bit of silliness, in the future maybe I'll clean that up. There we go, and now I'm making them like nobody's business. Did I research optics? Yeah, so I'm gonna get some lights going because it's dark here. I'm getting the first of the copper coming down this belt, which is perfect. Okay, well you can do something silly to go around that rock. That works for me. I don't want to leave a fairly... Oh, perfect. Okay, let's look at what we want to research next. Still stuck on red science. Walls aren't so important. Yeah, I'll go for automation 2. So I'm deliberately leaving lots of space here because in the future, I'm going to have more than one belt of each of these raw goods coming down. Okay, now let's space this out. I like to leave this one gap here because you never know when you're going to have to sneak something through your smelting columns. One, two, three. Oh. Give these guys their power. I need 32 inserters, so what do those need? 5, 10, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 32. Oh, yeah, another 100 belts. Alright, 3. And coming down, I don't have any splitters. Those are going to need iron as well. Well, let's get our inserters going kind of as I build them. Oh, I had one to start with, so I ended up with one extra. That's fine. I'm actually going to need at least one more splitter. Actually, I'm going to split this off down here, as ugly as that is. And this will be our coal. Right, and then one more splitter. Actually, I don't even need a splitter for now. I do need more belts. Yeah, sorry about that. Not splitter. Underground. That comes alive. So I'm going to drop off my science while I'm here and also check my power production. Oh, I've got plenty. So let's pick up some belts and start thinking about building our factory. I'm just going to pull this down. I'm just going to go for a main bus design. What I find works well is I'm not going to actually build them for now, but reserve 4 belts for iron in the future, 2 for copper, 2 for circuits I think will work. In the past I've done just 1, but it tends to run low. That's all we'll plan for now. then here I'm going to have my sort of pathway. So all my factories are going to come off this side. That should work. Did I ever build a radar? No, I didn't. Let's do that now. That'll do some exploring for me. I'll just plop it down here. The exact location of it doesn't really matter because I'm not worried about biters in this game like I would be in a not piece mod sort of setup. So you can just go right there. You can see it's going to start filling in. The reason I'm wondering what this is because I don't be kind of a nasty surprise. I might just pop down a little bit farther here if this ended up being a really bad idea because there's something lurking just out of sight. No, but that's looking pretty promising. It's pretty wide open, so a little bit of trees, but that's no big problem. So I think we can live with this. No issues at all. Just gonna plop down some power poles and some lights. I'll do the same thing on the other side of my path. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. This won't stay this pretty. I just wanted to delineate it for now. I need some more lights. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of overdone. I'm going to ditch the ones on this side. And these might have to get kind of shifted around as the vagaries of production demand. So the big thing I want to go for first is, like I said in the last episode at the end, circuit and gear wheel production. So that's going to be the next thing here, actually, is going to be gear wheels. So let's do gear wheels first, actually. Yeah, I'll start with 4 of these guys. And let's see, so this is kind of my limiting space, so I'll start it like here. Oh, and I was 1 too short. It's good to make these mistakes now. Rather than later. I mean, having a 4-tile path isn't essential. But it makes things a bit nicer. There we go. And now one thing I'm thinking, but I'm not too concerned about, is this is too close. Once I switch to blue belts and all sorts of manners of fancy fancier smelting equipment, these smelting columns can end up being 30 furnaces long or more. Okay, I'm gonna go for military 1 just for the shotgun shell, because that'll let me start clearing some rocks. So this is too close, but I think by the time that becomes an issue, I mean, I can keep this as like a shorter stub one I'll be leaving myself lots of room to build longer ones going down, especially once this coal deposit is exhausted, which will happen sooner rather than later, I'm sure. Okay, so a simple gear wheel build. Oh, and one other mistake I made. This needs to be 2 tiles, not 1. A little bit silly at the start here, but better to catch these mistakes now than later, like once again. So these are going to be my gear wheels. And there you go. And this one also going to come up. Need another splitter. And I need some inserters. I'll make 10. And this should probably be underground. Okay, and that wakes up, and I'm now producing a pretty generous number, I should hope, of gear wheels. Okay, what next? Still stuck on red science. Let's do steel processing. One thing I'm going to actually want here, if you look at how busy these inserters are, is another set of inserters to keep up with the demand of those units. Now let's switch this to a underground belt. Okay, now these guys should never be... No, they actually could each do with one more. I'm going to leave that for now. That problem will be solved by fast inserters when I get them. Oh, I could build them now, but when I have automated production of them. So with that out of the way, the next thing to start mass producing is circuits. I want 5, 10 of these. And a whole bunch of everything else. At least 20, at least 30 inserters. And then some splitters and some underground belts. You know, I could just share the iron, because if you look at circuits, they need iron and copper cables. I could just share this iron, but this is going to get really demanding on iron in the future, so I'm not actually going to right away. Instead, I'm going to put it here. Yeah, see, already a lamp that needs to get shuffled. Oh yeah, it's a ton of belts. Beautiful. So you're going to go here. This will be my copper. This will be my output. This will be copper on this side and iron on this side. So copper circuits to, or copper cables to electronic circuits, you've got a 3:2 ratio. That's why this build is good. You can kind of, each of these is 3:2 exactly. So this can just be, I mean, you could just extend it infinitely. Properly, what you'll want to do is have another copper cable thing, and then on from there, I tend to just actually just alternate them. It means their ratio is not perfectly optimal, but it makes it nice and brain dead to decide how to plan it exactly. So 2 copper and 2 circuits means the circuits are going to come down onto this one. So copper comes in here. Copper comes in here. This iron's going to be a little bit fugly. Oh. Number 3 is what I want, because it's going to have to jog back like this. But that's okay. And I'm going to need a whole bunch more splitters and underground things to build this. Yeah, 5 more each should be plenty. So do it my inserters. Oh, you're kidding. That's off by 1, eh? Okay, well. And you are not an underground. Well, I'm just going to fudge this. I could move this whole thing, but I don't relish that idea. So we'll do this. Starting to get, so iron comes just straight down, and feeds into those guys. So this needs to duck under. Oh no, that's gonna do something wrong. No, that's actually fine. It looked bad, but no, that's going under. That's exactly how I want it to look. Okay, do the same thing on this side. So you come up like this. You duck under to there, and duck under to there. And then on the output, Beautiful. So I have a bunch more power poles. Alright, this is what works. Just in the middle here, like so. Beautiful. So now I've got circuits being produced. Let's just watch these guys. Now it looks like I need more inserters on the copper cables. I might actually shunt these down one more because this, well, I guess it doesn't actually preclude it. I was going to say it precludes having 3 inserters on each of the copper cable manufacturers, but I don't think it does. Should we need it? No, it looks like that's perfectly adequate. Yeah, and these are all going full going full tilt. Oh, not quite. One last thing that's missing out. Just bring all my bus lines out to full length. I think that's as good as any point to wrap up this episode. Yeah, plenty of transport belts, which is beautiful. So that's a pretty big accomplishment, actually. It might not look like much, but we've got the iron gear wheels and circuits being made, which is, I mean, those two, especially circuits, really are the heart and soul of a successful factory. So in the next episode, we can look at automating our red science. With the gear wheels and the copper plates, we can just build a red science production column, which can go and feed into a little science area we build somewhere else. And then when that's done, once the red science is built, probably the thing we'll do is immediately set our sights on automating green science. And that's going to be the big goal. We can hopefully finish both of those in one episode. We'll see. Maybe not. And then once those are ready, we'll actually have to start looking at kind of where we want this factory to go, how we're doing for resource production. It looks like we're fine for now, but that might change. Once things are really going, especially the science will suck down both of these like crazy. So while we've got a pretty generous, or not really generous, but adequate production of coal, copper, and iron, that'll quickly change. And because these deposits are pretty small, we might have to look at getting into the train system sooner rather than later, but that's always a lot of fun. So I also forgot the underground here, but we'll fix that in the next episode. So until then, this has been Factorio with RSO and Peace Mod. I've been rjhelms. Thanks so much for watching. As always, leave any thoughts or feedback you have about this video or this series or my channel in general. It's all welcome. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things like this in the future, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.